Have you ever really thought about your keys? We use them every day, locking doors, starting cars, opening padlocks, without a second thought. But inside every lock is a tiny, ingenious machine, the Pin Tumbler Lock. Invented centuries ago, its design is so effective that it's still everywhere today. No electricity, no computers, just precision parts and physics. The relationship between a lock and its key is like a secret handshake. The key's unique pattern of bumps and grooves speaks to the lock. If the key says the right thing, the lock opens. If not, it stays shut. Every time you use a key, you're solving a hidden puzzle. Today, we're going to uncover how this everyday magic works. We'll break down the lock's parts and see how they interact. By the end, you'll see your keychain as a collection of clever solutions, not just a jumble of metal. Let's dive in and become lock detectives. We'll explore the forces at play and the tricks that make it all possible. You'll never look at your keys the same way again. Each lock is a puzzle, and your key is the answer. Ready to unlock some secrets? Let's get started. We're going inside the lock. No tools required, just curiosity. This is where the fun begins. Let's see what makes your lock tick. Time to unlock the mystery. Let's build our lock from the outside in. The cylinder, or housing, is the sturdy shell that holds everything together. Inside is the plug, the part you want to turn to open the lock. But the plug can't turn freely. What stops it? The pins. Each pin stack has two pins, a driver pin on top and a key pin below. These pins are different lengths, making your lock unique. The pins sit in vertical shafts drilled through both the cylinder and the plug. With no key, the driver pins straddle the gap between plug and cylinder, blocking rotation. Try to turn the plug without a key, and the pins jam it tight. This is the lock's default secure and immovable. Usually there are 5 pin stacks, 5 little puzzles to solve at once. The cylinder is the shell, the plug is the part you want to turn, and the pins are the guards. Each pin stack must be solved simultaneously for the lock to open. These 3 components, cylinder, plug, and pins, are the heart of the system. Understanding them is the first step to understanding locks. They set the stage for the mechanical drama inside. Every lock you use relies on this simple, brilliant setup. Now, let's see how the key fits into the story. The real action is about to begin. Meet the hero, the key. The key isn't just a jagged piece of metal, it's a precision tool. The slot you insert it into is called the Keyway, shaped to only accept the right key. This shape, called warding, blocks out imposters. As the key slides in, its biting, the pattern of cuts, meets the pins. Each cut matches a pin stack, lifting each pin to a specific height. Deep cuts lift pins a little. Shallow cuts lift them a lot. The key's shape is a physical code, unique to your lock. The grooves along the key's sides guide it perfectly into place. Every feature on the key has a purpose, to lift the pins to the right heights. The key is a data carrier, delivering its code to the lock. No 2 keys are exactly alike, unless they're meant to be. The key's job: get in, lift the pins, and prepare the lock for unlocking. It's a masterclass in mechanical design. Next, let's see how this code unlocks the secret inside. The key's goal? Align all the pins at the shear line, the tiny gap where the plug meets the cylinder. With no key, driver pins cross the shear line, blocking rotation. The key lifts each pin stack so the gap between key pin and driver pin lines up perfectly at the shear line. If even one pin is too high or too low, the lock jams. Only the right key can align all the pins at once. This perfect alignment clears the way for the plug to turn. The precision is incredible, down to fractions of a millimeter. That's why random keys don't work. The shear line is the gate, and the pins are the password. When the code is right, the lock opens. It's a simple, elegant solution to a complex problem. Now let's see what happens when the key does its job. As you insert the key, each cut positions itself under a pin stack. High points push pins up, low points push them less. The key's shape compensates for the different pin lengths. The result? All the gaps between key pins and driver pins align at the shear line. The code has been entered perfectly. The key is a negative image of the lock's code, bringing every pin into perfect alignment. Think of it like a team of acrobats of different heights, each standing on a custom platform to form a straight line. The key is those platforms. When fully inserted, the driver pins are pushed up into the cylinder and the key pins sit in the plug. The path is clear. The lock is ready to open. It's a moment of mechanical magic. The puzzle is solved. Now let's turn the key. With the key fully inserted and the pins aligned, the plug is free to turn. A little torque on the key, and the plug rotates smoothly. The driver pins stay in the cylinder, while the key pins and plug turn together. The shear line becomes a sliding surface, letting the plug move. This rotation operates the lock's mechanism, pulling back a latch or retracting a deadbolt. All the pin and shear line business was just to allow this simple turn. When you lock the door again, you turn the key back. The plug returns to its original position. As you pull the key out, the pins drop back down. The driver pins cross the shear line, jamming the plug once more. The lock resets, ready for the next use. The fortress is secure again. It's a cycle of puzzle and solution every time you use your key. That's the beauty of the Pin Tumbler Lock. Simple, reliable, and secure. But what keeps those pins in place? Let's find out. Above each driver pin is a tiny coil spring. These springs push the pins down, keeping the lock secure by default. Without springs, pins would rattle or fall out, making the lock unreliable. The springs ensure the driver pins always block the plug, no matter the lock's orientation. When you insert the key, you compress the springs as you lift the pins. Remove the key, and the springs push the pins back down, resetting the lock. That faint click you hear? It's the pins snapping back into place. Springs hold the pins in the locked position and reset the mechanism automatically. They're the unsung heroes of the lock, working tirelessly in the dark. Without them, the whole system would fall apart. Ever wonder how a master key works? The secret master pins. Add a third pin, called a master pin, between the key pin and driver pin. This creates two possible shear lines in each pin stack. The regular key aligns one gap, the master key aligns the other. Both can open the lock using different passwords. Add more master pins, and you can have grand master keys for entire buildings. The trade-off? More possible shear lines mean less security. Master-keyed systems are convenient but easier to pick. It's a clever compromise for places with lots of doors and keys. Convenience comes at a cost. Because locks are mechanical puzzles, they can be picked. A lock picker uses a tension wrench and a pick to mimic the key's effect. By applying torque and lifting pins one by one, they align the pins at the shear line and open the lock. Lock bumping is a faster brute force method using a specially cut bump key and a sharp tap to jolt the pins above the shear line. Both methods exploit the lock's mechanical tolerances. To fight back, manufacturers use security pins, spools, mushrooms, serrated shapes that make picking much harder. These pins create false feedback, confusing pickers and making the puzzle tougher. Even a simple lock can be a formidable challenge with these upgrades. The Pin Tumbler Lock keeps evolving, staying one step ahead of would-be intruders. It's a battle of wits and engineering. The next time you use your key, remember, you're holding a tiny masterpiece of security. Locks may seem simple, but their secrets run deep. And now, you know how they work.